Welcome back to the Daily Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Woods, here with Daily Thunder beat writer Brandon Rahbar. Brandon, how are you?
I am good, man. Good, fun game. I got to say, after winning three in a row, I was getting a little spoiled. I was ready to break up with the tank and make the playoffs my new girlfriend. But but this felt pretty good, though, too. Good competitive game. Young guys showed out. Close loss.
I was going to ask you how you were feeling late in that game because it was one that was very winnable. A week ago, I would say we would have been pumped. I would have known how you felt, but after a couple wins, I was curious how you were going to take that one.
Yeah, I've basically been confused after every single game this season, whether to be happy or sad after each win and each loss. So I don't know. Talk to me after 72 games, I guess.
Exactly. It felt like Shea had another solid night, but I wanted to talk mainly about Diallo. He mentioned post game that he kind of felt like he cost the team, but he had another really awesome night.
Yeah, he scored 16 points on 5 of 9 shooting. He hit all of his free throws, six of them.
Mm.
Hamidou Diallo went 6 for 6 from the free throw line, Ryan.
Yeah.
Uh, and he grabbed 4 boards. He had 2 assists in just like 21 minutes. He tried to shoulder the blame. Very Westbrookian of
Hmm.
him to, like Westbrook could go out and get like a triple double in 2016, score like 50 points, and be like, this loss, it was on me. It was on
Yeah.
me. Like, I appreciate Hami, but come on, man. You
Right.
scored 16 points on efficient shooting. You were great tonight. It definitely wasn't on him. He's been on a roll, man. He looks legit. This does not look like a fluke. I mean, it could be. We're still in the area of small sample size,
Hmm.
but that small sample is getting bigger by the day.
Yeah, and I got asked today kind of why Terrence Ferguson never had this type of burst coming out of a season, and that you mentioned the free throw line. I felt that was my answer. Was he just has such he plays with so much more physicality and he gets to the line so much more. It feels like the offense isn't predicated on whether he makes or misses a shot every 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. With T Ferg, it was basically whether his 3 point shot was on or not. If his 3 point shot was on, great. If not, he was a black hole on the offensive end. He wasn't going to do anything else. He was,
Yeah.
too apprehensive and hesitant to take it to the rim, and that's all Hami wants to do. And so far this season, he's been elite at finishing at the rim. He's like near 70% or something like that, finishing at the rim. It's absurd. And, if he doesn't finish, there's a good chance he's getting fouled like he was tonight and going to the line, and he's knocking him down at a higher clip this season. I looked it up. He's going to the line like almost 4 times after this game. Will probably be 4 times per game. And last 2 years, it was something like, I don't know, it was like 1.8 or something. He's like doubling his trips to the line, hitting them at a higher clip. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just improved in every single area of the game this year.
Speaking of getting to the rim, you're talking about Diallo. Dort was on the other end of that spectrum tonight. He was 4 of 11 from the field. 3 of those 4 were makes beyond the arc. His 3-pointer continues to look so good and so improved. And it's such. I mean that if we're taking the bird's eye view of this team, these young guys have all gotten better. Like point blank, they've all gotten better. But Dort struggled at the rim tonight, and I think that could have really swung the game.
Yeah, absolutely could have. Dort's shooting has just been,
It's mind blowing.
yeah, the reason he wasn't drafted was solely because he couldn't shoot. Everybody knew he'd be a good defender. He had all this energy and effort, and he could take it to the rim and all those things. The only reason he wasn't drafted in the first round because he wasn't shooting well in
Mhm.
college. And now he's shooting 43% on the year. It's going to increase after this game once they update the stats. I'm not going to do the math, but
Right.
his shooting has just been outstanding this season, and that doesn't look like a fluke either. Like you said, all these young guys look like they've legitimately improved. It's exciting.
I highlighted Shea's form the other day. He's just putting so much more arc on the ball, but that seemed to be what the team that was their fix. He's such a strong guy that anything that didn't go straight up in the air out of his hands felt like it was gonna go way too far over the basket. Like he was shooting a lot of shots too long. and it's helped him a ton getting the ball up in the air. So it's been a lot. It's been really fun to see him improve his shot. It's been really something I'd never thought we'd see is a 42%, 43% clip from Dort. The other guy I wanted to talk about tonight was Poku. He was decent on the offensive end, but he had a couple really nice blocks and showing his length around the rim.
Yeah. So Poku, everybody just wants to look at the shooting, and I get it. That, it's whether the shots go in or not. And we were told that this is a 7'2", 18-year-old shooter, and so that's what we want to see. But if you just stop looking at the shooting for just a moment, although he started to hit some shots once he got concussed and he came back. It's going to be like his Marvel origin superhero story. It starts with, instead of like a radioactive bite from a spider, it started with a concussion. Then all of a sudden, like, he had these like basketball powers.
I love it.
But he's been so much better after the concussion shooting wise. But his rim protection, his blocking shots, I said he looked like a young Serge Ibaka blocking shots. And the reason I say that is because he's only playing, 18 minutes a night. But when he's out there, he's blocking shots. Per 36, he's averaging 2 blocks a game. That's young Serge Ibaka levels. Like when he was leading the league, he was averaging like 2 blocks a game. And per 36, that's what Poku is doing. He always alters shots. He's been a good defender, like surprisingly. Obviously, he's thin. And if you get him on skates, he's in trouble. If you get him on a smaller guard, but down low and one-on-one, he's been a solid defender. He's rebounding really well. Besides his shooting, he's been good in a lot of areas.
I'm so glad you mentioned Serge. I wanted to give Trey Allen at Trey Diesel 35 a shout out. This is awesome. Nicknamed Serb Ibaka. That's pretty good. Pretty good from Trey. That was in response to something Olivia had said. But yeah, shout out to you, Trey. That was hilarious. Serb Ibaka.
That's perfect.
Yeah, his shot's definitely gonna I think he's like 3 of 20 something from 3 so far this year. So I've seen more like Shaq than a Fool nominees from him than like positive offensive plays, but his defense and rebounding, I think, is the part that for a 7-footer has shown in droves. So excited about that part of his game. George Hill had some interesting things to say post game that I wanted to let you share.
So yeah, here's what George Hill said tonight. And when I tweeted this out, I wanted to be clear that his tone wasn't an upset tone. It wasn't like a mad tone, because when you read certain things, I think we kind of infer, our own feelings or how we think they might have felt. Here's what he said. He just said it really matter of fact when speaking on the stricter NBA COVID protocol. I'm a grown man, so I'm going to do what I want to do. If I want to go see my family, I'm going to go see my family. If it's that serious, maybe we shouldn't be playing. We want to play the game, but I don't understand some of the rules. We can sweat next to a guy for 48 minutes, but we can't talk to them afterwards. It makes no sense. So that's George Hill's response to a question about stricter COVID protocols.
And those updated protocols came down today from the league, and it feels to me, Brandon, like they are trying to create the closest thing they can to a bubble while still playing games in different U.S. cities. And that seems to have been they're running into the issues of playing night after night after night in all these different cities around all these different people. It's going to lead to more guys testing positive, and which leads to contact tracing, which leads to multiple guys on teams sitting out. So I think the next 10 to 14 days are going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen? The latest report is that they're not planning on postponing or pausing the season, but that could change by the time that we upload this podcast. I mean, It's the whole thing is liquid. It could change at any moment. It's a constant, moving thing. I don't think that anybody knows. If we got Royce Young to Mark Stein to Woj on here right now and ask them, is this season going to be paused? Nobody would have a good answer. Sam Presti probably wouldn't know. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I think as fans, we all want to see it continue, but at the same time, we want them to be safe and we want them to take the best, precautions that they can, and then you got to balance, what is, I'm no doctor, I'm no scientist, I'm no politician. I'm just kind of taking what everybody's saying, and I hope that people wiser than me will make wise decisions. That's all I'm saying. So far, I feel like the NBA has done a really good job as far as COVID goes, from ground zero in Oklahoma City against the Jazz to the break to the bubble to starting the new season. I think they've handled it really well, and I trust that they'll continue doing that.
So tonight was a positive in one light for the Thunder. Their pick improves by a game, and they also got some help from Houston and Miami, both taking losses tonight. And wanted to read a very interesting quote from James Harden that he gave after this game. He said, "Quote: We're just not good enough. I love this city. I literally have done everything that I can. I mean, this situation is crazy. It's something that I don't think can be fixed." End quote.
you know, if you're a Houston Rockets fan, you hate hearing this. And do I feel for Rockets fans, even though the Thunder and the Rockets have been rivals through the years, and we lost Harden to the Rockets and had to watch him dominate all those years? I still feel bad for Rockets fans. He's still been their franchise player and their superstar for nearly a decade, and you just hate to see it happen and for it to happen like this. But as a Thunder fan, this is music to your ears for two reasons. One, because if Harden is traded to any number of teams, the Heat, the 76ers, all these teams that are interested in him, the Thunder have a say in what these teams can give up for him. They're going to have to take off some protections off those picks if it's two of those teams. If it's the Nuggets, it could be the same thing. So there's a lot at play for the Thunder to possibly improve their draft situation if this happens. But the bigger thing is exactly that for next season and the seasons thereafter. The Thunder have two swaps from them and two draft picks from them. If they lose James Harden, no matter what they get back for him, it is not going to be as good as James Harden. So the pick that the Rockets have next season that the Thunder therein own is better for the Thunder.
100%. That's the whole ball game. And just to follow up, John Wall quote after the game, after that Harden quote, when you have certain guys that don't want to buy in, it's hard.
Ooh,
Um,
ouch.
it's it's been messy for Houston since the end of last season. It really turned so quickly, but it's only gotten worse. This is a real contentious situation at this point, and we'll see. Harden could be on the. I mean, we've known that Harden could be on the move at any point. But that I saw somebody in response to Harden's quote say that's as close to a public trade demand as you can make without actually saying those words.
Yeah, it's hard to see this being repaired at this point. It's hard to see him playing for the Rockets in their next game. Like, how does this
Exactly.
continue? I mean, we
Exactly.
saw it, with Anthony Davis and the Pelicans. It can happen, but it's going to be weird and awkward and uncomfortable. And honestly, the Rockets lose leverage now with him going public.
Mhm.
And again, that's probably better for OKC. This is exciting. According to Takeathon right now,
Talk to me. Talk to me.
the Thunder would have the Rockets number 5 overall pick and Miami's number 10 overall pick. Now, obviously, Miami's going to get better. They're not going to finish there. But as it is right now, Oklahoma City would have the 14th pick. So there you go.
And
But that's why it's exciting.
Golden
The
State's
highest
playing right
pick that the
now.
Thunder can get from the Rockets is number 5, and that's where they're currently sitting.
And Golden State's playing right now, and they're up to 6-4. And you're looking at it now. Are they still in the low 20s?
Yeah, they're right now. They are number 22, which is perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you couldn't ask for a better, unless the Thunder were to win the lottery and end up in the top 3, you couldn't really ask for a better result than it is right now. So I say stop the count. Uh, let them
Yeah.
go ahead and finish the season right now if they need to, and let's have the draft. Let's call it good.
The it Correct me if I'm wrong. The very best Oklahoma City can do. Let's take the Heat pick. Let's assume the Heat pick won't be better than the Rockets pick. One, us being at 1, Houston being at 5, Golden State being at 21. Is that correct?
Uh,
That's the
Yes,
very best.
that's exactly right. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, like two of those three are sitting there right now. Like it really does get you excited about what could be in the next couple months. Thunder fans, if you're not following along on tankathon.com, it is a nightly update. So it's a lot of fun. Um, Oklahoma City's back at it tomorrow night, hosting the Lakers, and what is that? 0-5 at the peak so far this year.
Yeah, 0-5 at the peak. 0-4.
Oh
They're
and
they're
4.
5-1 on the road, and they're 4-1, 0-4 at home. So turns out that Loud City was responsible for all those home wins over the years.
I guess so. We talked about it on the last one, JD and I. Just the turnovers at home have been a real thorn for Oklahoma City in taking these losses.
Yeah, they really have. It's just been an odd deal, and especially tonight, not only their own, but San Antonio only had 4 turnovers on the night. I mean,
Yeah,
it's hard to beat any team, when they only commit 4 turnovers. But overall, to me, yeah, you know, do you want them to win? Do you not want them to win? There's both sides of that coin. But to me, this was again a positive night. All I want from this season is the young guys developing and looking good. And Shea has been phenomenal. Diallo all of a sudden looks like a guy that can be a part of the core moving forward. At some points he's got me wondering, like, is he as good as Dorton Bazley? Like, should we've put him in that like different tier? Like, it's been Shea in one tier, then Dorton Bazley in this other tier, then Maladone and Poku in another tier, and then Diallo's just kind of hanging out there, like, you're not invited to the tier party.
yes,
But now he's not only in the tier party. I'm like, do we move him up? Where
yeah.
does Diallo go? I'm not quite ready to do it yet, but you got to have the conversation now.
His energy it feels like he's playing with that same level of intensity, but it is really paying off and resulting in so much better play and play that's contributing to wins. He's been great. We will pick it up tomorrow night when the Thunder play the Lakers. Everybody, thank you for listening, and Brandon, thanks so much, man.
Absolutely, Ryan. Have a good night.